Today, we are getting into the latest Rivian news, including the adoption of the NACS charge port, Rivian acquiring a very popular route planner, Rivian's manual tonneau cover being delivered to customers, and plenty more. So let's get into it. Today, Rivian announced that in 2024, Rivian drivers will have access to more than 12,000 Tesla superchargers across the US and Canada. It's truly a monumental step in expanding charging access and driving EV adoption. This comes following the tail of both Ford and GM's announcements in the past few weeks and is a welcome development in the charging landscape. An adapter will be available to enable Rivian's R1T and R1S to charge on the supercharger network as early as spring of 2024. Rivian will now plan to incorporate North American charging standard charge ports as standard in future R1 vehicles starting in 2025, as well as its upcoming R2 platform, which is currently planned for 2025. This is fantastic news. RJ, Rivian CEO, states, "We're excited to work with Tesla and to see collaborations like this help advance the world toward carbon neutrality. The adoption of the North American charging standard will enable our existing and future customers to leverage Tesla's expansive supercharger network while we continue to build out our Rivian Adventure network. We look forward to continuing to find new ways to accelerate EV adoption." Now, as noted, Rivian is building up their own adventure network, which they continue to plan, making it easy to pull up and plug in without touching any buttons. They are installing 3,500 plus of these chargers at approximately 600 sites along popular routes and highways, adding up to 140 miles of range in 20 minutes. So overall, adding Tesla superchargers will be a really warm welcome to those taking road trips, and I would love to see the Adventure Network continue emphasizing those far-to-reach destinations where only Rivians can go since they're off-roading beasts. All right, next up today, Rivian has some news on the route planning front. They state, "We've acquired a better route planner, also known as ABRP, the world's most popular consumer EV route planner, and we're committed to continuing its development for all EV drivers." ABRP comes from Tonneau, a Swedish-based mapping company, and is one of the most popular trip planning options in the US and Europe, helping millions of EV owners plan their routes while accounting for factors like charging and weather conditions. With Rivian's mobile app version 1.15 or later, you can see how far you can drive with your current range, what your route will look like, where you can charge, how long it will take you to charge at each stop, and the approximate range your vehicle will have when you arrive. These new features are the first of an ongoing series of software updates to improve trip planning convenience. Future enhancements will include adding multiple stops to trips and even more customization for charger selection. Overall, I think that this is a big step forward for trip planning, and with future updates, these features should get better and better for all those using ABRP. Now, next up today, Rivian has started shipping its manual tonneau cover for the Rivian R1T. This comes from a user's Reddit post who states that they ordered the cover directly from Rivian. The entire package weighs 42 pounds, or 19 kilograms, and comes in a high-quality zipper carrying case that fits into the pickup's gear tunnel perfectly. Assembly is directed with the use of arrows on each of the 5 pieces, indicating which section should be placed first on the bed of the truck. After your first few tries, the 5-piece cover can be placed on or taken off with ease. There's also rubber gaskets on the final panel to stop water from entering the bed, which is a nice touch and has been an issue in the past. And I really like this manual option for those that don't want the powered tonneau cover, but I will be looking out for deliveries on the new upgraded power tonneau cover that should be shipping sometime later this summer. Lastly, Rivian recapped a year of progress at their 2023 annual shareholder meeting. RJ was joined by CFO Claire McDonough and Chief Legal Officer Mike Callahan in Palo Alto for a discussion of some of the many exciting things ahead and a live Q&A. RJ's message to shareholders can be seen in a recently uploaded video. I'll put a link in the description below for you to watch. RJ states, "You can think of this as an all-hands moment for us as a society society where we need companies, policymakers, the depth of the supply chain to work collectively together as rapidly as possible to convert the roughly 1.5 billion vehicle fleet that we have today to electric. And we remain deeply committed to achieving this mission. A full webcast will be available soon for all information shared during the meeting. Now, that is all the latest Rivian news for today. Please subscribe to my channel for more Rivian updates. And in the meantime, if you missed last week's news about a Rivian catching on fire, check out the link above. And thank you so much for watching, and remember that adventure is always out there.